What's going on, everybody? This is Afro Think Tank. Today I want to talk about the envelopians and how it is they have this privilege to be able to get away with it, if you know what I mean, right? And it's something in America, and I think this might be either a uniquely American thing, maybe a European world. I don't know if they do this in Europe, but for some reason the envelopian male, they seem to be allowed to get away with all manners of things before law enforcement or the authorities will take it seriously. All right? Like, they're so comfortable in this country that they commit acts of terror. And before they're held accountable, there's so many loopholes and things that need to be jumped through before somebody pays attention to it. Right? And when us black folks, we move into certain neighborhoods where the predominant law enforcement, the predominant community is European, for some reason the whole institution seems to be hostile by nature, by default, towards black people. Doesn't matter if it's a black man, black woman, black children. It's just when you go into their communities, right? When you go into their communities, it's literally life or death. You never know. Like, and I think they're like the only group of people on the planet like that. Like, when you go into an Asian community, right, or a Spanish community, or Native American community, Mexican, whatever, right, any other ethnic racial group other than white people, right, you may get looks, you may get initially you may have to prove yourself that you're a good person, you may get discriminated against somewhat, but usually there's no element of imminent danger, mortality, right? And when of course, everybody, when it comes to the black neighborhoods, if you notice, black neighborhoods, black institutions, any other group of people, when they come, they find the most peace they ever found in their entire life when they come to the black community, no matter what level that black community is on, whether it's a low, the ghetto, what they like to call, or a high upper class community. When any other group of people come to the black community, no matter what country it is on, no matter what black community it is, whether it's a Latino black community, whereas the Arabic black community, because there's black communities in the Arabic world, right? Whether it's the African American community, the British black community, continental Africa, wherever, Caribbean community, no matter who you are, you get protection. You actually can just relax and know that you will not be put into other people's businesses as long as you stay mind your business. You won't be included in the drama of that community. You'll be bubbled. You'll get a bubble of protection. And black folks, we always make sure that we protect our guests. But Europeans, man, them envelopians, man, you move in their communities, if they know they got a vagabond in their communities, right, that vagabond can harass you. And if you go get one of the members of their communities, somebody may say something, but they're not going to do nothing. They're going to let it happen. You can complain and complain and complain to the police departments, to law enforcement, to neighbors, to freaking apartment complex, to any type of entity within their community, and they will, if you're black or probably brown, Latino, they will totally disregard you because they don't seem to value you enough to take your complaint seriously until it's too late. Until the person that you're trying to, you're complaining about, the person that's putting you in mortal dangers, that's putting your life in danger, that's doing something to you, until they actually get a chance to get away with it. And it seems like white men in America still have that privilege to be able to do any manner of thing and at least be able to get away with it. Now, 9 times out of 10, after they get away with it, they'll be held accountable, right? After they've been, looked at or investigated and disregarded because, he's just boys being boys, just a little roughhousing. That's just Steve being Steve. Oh, he's harmless. He never did anything to anybody, until he decides to murder everybody in your house. And then all of a sudden, oh, it was a tragic event. It was so horrible. I can't believe something like that happened in my community. They seem like they were such nice people. They don't. It's like they naturally just don't care. My question is, do they care about each other in their communities? Or is it just us they don't care about? Because I've been coming to the conclusion after seeing much evidence that they don't actually care about themselves either, but they care about us even less than they actually care about themselves, right? Like, it's weird, right? But anyway, I'm gonna put a clip at the end of this video to let you know what I'm talking about, because it's very unsafe. And I encourage all black folks who get a come up, right, who because of their hard work, you know, they're able to move to better affluent neighborhoods or whatever. I think some we need to start thinking twice about the places we move. Sometimes proximity to whiteness is not always good, right? Think about it. A all-white school, pretty dangerous for your black child, right? They don't have very good experiences unless they have to conform to whiteness or the way they are in order to survive. And we know how they come out, right? They come out white, even though they're black. Either white to survive, or they come out militant because, you know, they get attacked or abused every day for their identity. Like, we really need to start. That's why we need to make our own communities safer, so that we can, when we do have a come up, we can build within our communities, or at least around it, and expand our communities and have safe places for us to be, live, while we're trying to make a come up. Places where we still have community, where people at least kind of care by default. You understand what I'm saying? Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. This is Afro Think Tank. Learn something, teach something. I'm out.
People, you look at your Ring camera before you exit your own. Honestly, it's like you live inside of a jail or something.
Trapped in their own home, New Brittany Smith says she and her mom moved into the landings at Morrison Apartments June 2nd, but a warm welcome is not what the new tenants received, as she says their neighbor, now identified as 19-year-old Dominic Austin, began threatening the pair less than a month later.
I'm about to get murdered.
From pounding on the door to threats with a knife, videos captured on Smith's Ring camera appear to show Austin's behavior escalating, including threats of rape and racist slurs.
We were terrified. We were upset. We didn't know what was going on. Instantly, we took the videos from the Ring camera, attached them to an email, and sent them to the landings at the Morrison.
One of the times he came down here, he had a knife in his hand.
While Smith says she notified police and property management June 30th, the day after the first incident, and continued to report the threats, she says nothing was done to remove Austin from the complex for months.
Part of the rental agreement says that if a tenant should threaten another tenant, the landlord can throw the offender out in 24 hours' notice.
And documents obtained by Coin6 News show Austin was only officially notified by the property on September 8th, with the eviction notice filed only 3 days ago. Between that and the multiple calls to 911, attorney Greg Kafori says both police and property management failed to protect tenants.
The people who run this very large apartment complex didn't give a damn. The police didn't give a damn. And I don't know how anyone can look at those videos and come to any other conclusion.
As a black woman, me and my mother, I feel that we wasn't heard. I feel that we were not important. I feel that the Gresham police definitely should have done more.
Court records show Austin was arrested yesterday and now faces 1 count of menacing and 10 counts of violating a stalking protective order. His arrest comes as court records show another neighbor in the building filed a temporary protective order against Austin back in August for similar threats that were also reported to police on at least 2 occasions. In that case, investigators say Austin continued to violate the order up until Tuesday, the same day he was served with Smith's protective order, who tells me she reached out to police and property management repeatedly. She feels these attacks could have been prevented.
I feel that I was failed by the system, by the landings at the Morrison. I don't feel safe. I don't have any feelings because he's in jail today. I don't know what tomorrow's going to be. He could be released at any time. Then what happens next?
Now, in response, Gresham police stated in part, "We are aware of the terrible conduct of the suspect in this case, including statements that indicate the motivation for the crime is hate or bias. Although the suspect has been arrested and is currently in custody, the investigation is continuing." As with all cases where a concern about our response is brought to our attention, we will review the response to identify ways to improve our service to the community. Now, we also reached out to